Does your business send marketing emails? Starting February of 2024, Google will be releasing a new update that could kill your email marketing forever. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, my entire list opted in. There is no way that I'm going to get flagged as spam and be blacklisted. Well, consider this your wake-up call. So what is this Google update and why is it scaring the pants off of email marketers everywhere? We're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing in my business that has more than 50,000 leads who have opted in. Okay, so there are 3 things that will be enforced starting February 2024, with the third being by far the scariest. Now, the first major change that's coming is an enforcement of domain authentication and validation. In 2024, if you do not have a DKIM record and a DMARC record, you can be sure that your emails are going to go to spam. Now, Google recently released a new type of authentication record called a BIMI record, B-I-M-I. Now, I purchased one of these for my company in 2023, and I highly recommend that you do the same for your primary domain as soon as possible. Now, you may have seen them in your Gmail inbox from large companies that have a blue check next to their business name and icon. This blue check means that the domain is verified by Google with that BIMI record. More and more companies are starting to buy them because they increase email trust and basically guarantee perfect deliverability, especially to Gmail mailboxes. Now, just like other DNS records, it's a simple TXT record that you put into your domain. Unlike these other records, this one is not easy to obtain and it is far from free. Now, in order to get a BIMI record, you need to have a trademark on your company's logo or your icon. Then you need to work with a certified BIMI company, ntrust.com, to submit all the paperwork for you. Now, it costs about $1,500 per year, and your BIMI provider will actually verify that you're a real company. And these records are great because they not only protect your primary domain and all of your subdomains, but they also protect all of the mailboxes using the domain. So now my entire staff has a blue check anytime they interact with sales leads or clients, and it adds a layer of trust and credibility to our company because we have that blue check on email. Now, I did an entire video walking you through how we got our BIMI record and how you can get yours, and I'm going to link that in the description of this video so you can get a more thorough step-by-step for how to do that. Now, if you don't already have a DKIM or DMARC record, then the first thing you need to do is head to EasyDMARC.com and you can set those up right now absolutely free. And if you're interested in seeing the exact configuration that I use and how to put it into your domain DNS records, then you can watch my video about email setup and DNS records. I'm going to go ahead and link that down below as well. Okay, easy peasy. We've got all our records in place. This first Google update isn't going to phase us one bit, but what about the second update? Well, this one's even easier. All of your marketing emails must have a one-click unsubscribe option, and those unsubscribe requests must be honored within 2 days. Sounds simple enough. Most email marketing platforms like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign will typically add these one-click unsubscribes automatically without even giving you a choice. So perfect, you're good, right? Wrong. Here's why this is going to affect you. Many businesses that I work with get into the bad habit of creating new lists with all of their contacts, not just their active ones, so that they can email them again and again. Now, a lot of companies don't do this maliciously. Sometimes you'll just have to change CRMs or take one list and import it somewhere else. But from now on, you need to be extra careful. So with this new rule being enforced, here's what you're going to need to do. First, make sure that your email marketing platform is in fact adding a one-click unsubscribe. Then make sure that you know where that list is going and not to email anybody on that list ever again from your primary email domain. And I also strongly recommend using a double opt-in before you send anybody a marketing email. So what is a double opt-in? A double opt-in is that email that you get once you provide your email to a business asking you to confirm that you want to be added to their list and receive emails. This is a big green flag for Google so that you can start sending that person marketing emails. Now, you can typically activate this feature within the settings of your email marketing software, but if you're using something like a Go High Level, you'll need to create a custom double opt-in automation. Here's what mine looks like. You can build this in your Go High Level in about 5 minutes. Now, I also recommend setting up a global do not contact list. We use a Google Sheet, and anytime somebody unsubscribes or says stop, there's an automation that adds that email to the sheet. Now, many businesses use multiple CRMs, multiple mailboxes, multiple platforms for cold email. You want to make sure that every single one of these tools uses the same global do not contact list. Okay, now before I freak you out with the third part of this update, I'd like to add a little bit of context. Google has stated that this update is meant to protect consumers from spam, and it should only affect businesses that send more than 5,000 emails in one day. So what does this mean? It is likely that startups and small independent businesses are not going to be terribly affected by this update. It is also likely that this update is not going to affect B2B email. It should only impact mailboxes that end in Gmail or Yahoo. And I should also mention that this is likely not just going to be limited to Google and Yahoo. We're expecting Apple Mail to join the party, and then possibly Outlook, Microsoft later on in 2024. All right, here it is, what all the email marketers are freaking out about. The third rule Google will be enforcing is a maximum spam threshold of 0.3%. What does this mean for email marketers? In order to maintain a healthy domain status, you have to receive less than 3 out of 1,000 emails being marked as spam. Now, most email marketing campaigns that include a newsletter or a promotion receive somewhere between 4 and 5% spam on average. All right, so what are we supposed to do about this so that we don't end up in the email doghouse? Well, if you follow the blueprint laid out in this video, you're going to be just fine. Now, we already talked about a couple of things to protect your email domain. The first thing you should do is start the process of acquiring a BIMI record. Then you should turn on double opt-ins on all of your email marketing tools. But now I'm going to show you how to beat that 3% spam threshold. First, I'll share some best practices, and then I'm going to share some more creative outside the box tactics that I came up with all by myself. All right, first, the obvious, you need to maintain perfect list health. What is list health? Well, first, you need to keep your list clean. Use a tool like Everclean to go through your email list and remove bounced or risky emails at least once per week. If you don't do this, you'll end up sending emails that bounce, and you're going to be at a high risk of getting your domain blacklisted. We use Everclean. This syncs directly with our ActiveCampaign CRM and automatically cleans our list so that we don't even need to think about it. By the way, this is not sponsored. I'm sure there are other tools that do the exact same thing, but this is what we're using. Now, this combined with the double opt-in will ensure that every lead that you email actually gets delivered. Now, the second thing you need to do to make sure your emails don't get marked as spam is maintain good email frequency. So how do you maintain good email frequency? Now, imagine somebody emails you 3 times in the same day, and you finally check your email, you see all 3, and immediately you're like, they're annoying, I'm going to push the spam button. This email frequency is way too high. But now let's look at the flip side, and this is much more common. Imagine you're surfing on the web and you see a pop-up to download an ebook that looks interesting. So you give them your email, and they send you the email with the ebook, but you don't ever read it, you don't even open it up. Now, 8 months later, this company emails you out of the blue trying to sell you on some crazy course or crazy service. What are the chances that you press that spam button? My guess is pretty high. Maintaining a good email frequency means that you're actively emailing your list with interesting and valuable content so that they know who you are and they expect emails from you. Not emailing them too much as to cause them to unsubscribe or mark you as spam, but that sweet spot that's just right. All right, here's one last thing to consider that's following best email practices before I go and tell you about some of my more creative personal strategies, and that is to segment your list whenever possible. So what is list segmentation? List segmentation is when you split up your email list into more segmented, more personalized, smaller lists. This could be done by gender if you're an apparel company. This can be done by interest. This can be done by location. This can be done by age. Whatever data points that you have on your contacts, use it so that you can segment them and send them relevant, personalized content. For example, if I'm in the market for an office chair and I go to OfficeDepot.com and I give them my email, but Office Depot keeps emailing me about computers and storage bins, I'm probably going to report their emails as spam because they're not relevant. But if they're only emailing me cool options for office chairs, that is good list segmentation. I'm not marking them as spam. Now, this can definitely be harder to do for businesses that are more specialized and don't have a lot of information on your leads, but you'd be surprised with what you can come up with if you get creative. All right, now let's talk about how I am fighting back against this update with some more creative strategies that mainstream marketers would probably never disclose. But first, I'd like to ask you to please like this video. It's that little thumbs up icon down in the corner. Just give it a poke and like the video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you get future updates as this Google thing plays out and we know more, and also because I teach really unique marketing tactics that you won't find anywhere else. Let's talk about one of those unique tactics right now. Are you familiar with the concept of email warming? This is when you connect your mailbox to a massive network of mailboxes that exchange emails with one another. Now, the goal of this network is to send positive signals to Google. Each email that is sent is going to be marked as important, 30% of them even replied to. And if a warming email does go to spam, the receiving inbox is going to remove it from spam and mark it as important. And some of the warming tools have gotten so advanced that Google cannot tell the difference between a real person interacting with the email and the warming tool. Okay, so why is this relevant? If all it takes is 3 out of 1,000 emails being marked as spam to blacklist your domain, then what if we change the equation with warming? Let's say we send 1,000 regular marketing emails, and now we're going to add 1,000 warming emails. Now, out of 1,000 emails that you send to your list, it's not going to take 3 people to report it. It will take 6 people to report it as spam for your domain to be blacklisted. And this is infinitely scalable. I believe high volume warming is going to be the solution to fight against Google's new updates, and this is something that I am doing right now. Now, many cold email marketers are already familiar with email warming, and they use tools like instantly.ai, which provide unlimited inbox warming. But a lot of these tools are limited by volume and sophistication. In fact, I use instantly.ai for cold email warming specifically. But to warm my primary domain, I use a tool called warmy.io. This is a more advanced warming software that can send thousands of warm-up emails per day from a single inbox. This tool is also going to make the perfect defense because it will focus on improving deliverability to mailboxes that more frequently end up in spam. So what does that mean? Say your domain and mailbox has perfect deliverability, 100% for Outlook mailboxes, but 50% deliverability for Google mailboxes. Then Warmy is going to focus all of its attention on improving deliverability specifically for Google. Now, if you want to set this up, you can just go to warmy.io, choose the right plan based on your sending volume. I personally use their premium plan. It's about $189 per month and lets me send 1,000 emails per day from my primary inbox. Then you're going to choose your mailbox provider and log in. Use the mailbox that you primarily send marketing emails from, but remember that most email providers do have daily limits, so you do not want to hit those daily limits. You should also remember that each mailbox has its own reputation and each domain has its own reputation. So by using the same mailbox that you normally send marketing emails with, you're increasing the reputation of your main inbox. Within Warmy, you can also select your industry so that these warm-up emails are actually relevant to what it is that you actually send in real life. This makes it less likely to be detected by Google, and it makes it much more advanced. Now your mailbox is going to warm up slowly so you don't trigger any red flags. And about 80 days in, you're going to be sending 1,000 emails per day, and it's going to take a lot of spam reports in order to send your emails to the doghouse. Okay, so what else can you do to fight back against this 3% spam rate? First, imagine that you're a business owner and you're running a marketing agency. Email is likely the primary channel that you use to conduct business. There's a lot more at risk than just your marketing emails going to spam. Imagine all of your emails to your active clients and your vendors all started going to spam at the same time. This is one method that you can use to hedge your risk. You might consider having a specific domain dedicated to sending marketing emails and another domain dedicated to sending operational emails. Now, I know this is a lot of work, and now you have to build the authority of an entirely new email domain and email mailbox. But if you don't have a BIMI record and you're nervous about sending your first marketing email with this new update, then consider using a secondary email domain. quick story. Early on in my email journey, we were sending cold emails from our primary domain. Yes, absolute no-no. And we landed our primary domain on a spam host blacklist. And this was an absolute nightmare for our entire team and our entire company as a whole. Our publicist couldn't communicate with our clients. I couldn't communicate with our team. There's no faster way to lose a lead than by ending up in their spam inbox with a big, suspicious red flag sticker. I can save you the stress and the financial lesson that my pain will have been worth it. Finally, you need to remember that the most important thing you can do to avoid getting marked as spam is not sending spammy emails. Especially starting in February, I want you to read your email copy and subject line as if it was you receiving it. Think, is this email actually valuable? Is it entertaining? Is it relevant to the person that I'm sending it to? If you think even for a second that I would mark this email as spam, then don't send it. Go back, rewrite your email, add some value, segment your list a little bit more, and send it when it's ready. And if you're sending cold emails, make sure that you are only sending them to B2B contacts. If you're sending cold emails and you're going through your list and you're sending to a bunch of Gmails and Yahoos, remove them from your cold email list immediately. Lastly, try not to send offers or promotions by cold email. Instead, focus on giving value immediately with high quality lead magnets and information. We are not going to end up in the email doghouse in 2024. So here's the game plan. Number one, make sure your domain is validated and authenticated with a DKIM and DMARC record. You can create these for free right now on EasyDMARC.com. Start the process of getting a BIMI record. Go to Entrust.com and watch my video where I break down how to get a BIMI record step by step. And it starts with filing a trademark on your logo or your icon. That's the biggest bottleneck by far. Get that process going yesterday. Next, make sure you're adding one-click unsubscribes on all of your emails, especially your cold emails. You need to enable double opt-in in all of your email marketing softwares. And if you're using something like Go High Level, create a double opt-in automation so that you can do it manually. Next, make sure that you're keeping your list squeaky clean with a tool like Everclean. Maintain good email frequency so that your leads don't forget who you are, but remember not to annoy them either. Segment your list so that you only send relevant emails to your subscribed users. Consider segmenting your list by gender, by interests, and locations. Next, warm your primary domain using a tool like warmy.io. This is going to artificially move the spam rate threshold in your favor. And consider creating a secondary domain that you'll use just for your marketing emails. You can build authority on the secondary domain by also adding it to Warmy and starting that warming process. If you do everything I instructed in this video, then you're going to be very well prepared for the February update from hell. Send this video to anyone in your company that deals with email. Because remember, it only takes one person sending the wrong email to screw it up for your entire domain and your entire company. The next thing that you need to do is subscribe to this channel so you can get the latest info as soon as this Google update rolls out, and we can come up with a game plan, assess, and I can give you real world application instructions. But you're only going to get those if you've liked this video and subscribed so the algorithm shows it to you. I also have an entire list of tools that I use on a daily basis for marketing and lead generation. That is absolutely free down below. I don't even need your email. And if you want to learn how to send cold emails and generate B2B leads using outbound messaging, I have a free course linked down below as well. But if you want to learn everything that I have to teach, all of my dirty, dark secrets, I have a paid course linked down below as well. That is all. I hope you found this video helpful. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I'll see you inside of my insiders community linked down below.